This movie scared the shit out of me whenever I was a child. 30 years later, not so much.
Now you can have your very own good guy doll. Right, Oscar?
Hi, I'm Oscar, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho! Wow!
Today we're talking about 1988's Child's Play. Directed by Tom Holland with a budget of $9 million, this film grossed $44 million worldwide. The original screenplay was written by a man named Don Mancini, and the original title for the film was Batteries Not Included, but Steven Spielberg beat him to that punch. However, Mancini's script was completely changed throughout the process of filming. The original script had no voodoo. That wasn't the aspect of it. It was a blood brother thing that they did with the doll. That's how his soul entered. It was completely ambiguous if the killer was Andy or the doll. It was to the audience. It was written so that you wouldn't know throughout the film. And that was all intentional by Mancini. I think he had a very intent vision of what he wanted this movie to be, and Tom Holland changed everything. Top 5 interesting facts for Child's Play. Fact number 5. Maggie the babysitter was actually supposed to be killed via electrocution in the bathtub. Tom Holland changed it to her being pushed out the window. He wanted something a little bit different, but the electrocution scene was actually reused by Don Mancini in Bride of Chucky, where he kills Tiffany. Interesting fact number 4 about Child's Play. The Strangler, Charles Lee Ray, was named after Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray. Charles Lee Ray. Sounds perfect, doesn't it? Interesting fact number 3 about Child's Play. The original script by Don Mancini had a lot more backstory. The father, it was told in the film that the father had died 2 months earlier in a car accident. There were a lot more touching moments between Karen and Andy, and that's why Catherine Hicks took the role. She saw it as a development piece, a development character piece between the two. And again, Tom Holland changed everything. So everything that she signed on board for was essentially ripped out of the script. However, Catherine Hicks did meet her husband on set. He was the head designer for Chucky on set, and her and Kevin Yeager are still married today. So some good came out of it. Interesting fact number 2 about Child's Play. Original writer Don Mancini and director Tom Holland hated each other. Mancini was eventually banned from set after threatening a lawsuit about Tom Holland taking a writing credit for the film. And interesting fact number 1 about Child's Play. Hasbro Company's subsidiary Playskool released the My Buddy doll in 1985. This was a 2-foot-tall best friend doll that would always be there for you. It was the direct inspiration for the good guy doll known as Chucky in the movie. They even look alike if you look up pictures of the two. They absolutely stole this doll. And due to this film being released in 1988, the company's sales of My Buddy dolls plummeted, leading to the downfall and closure of the company in the mid-90s. This movie shut down a company. I'm going to give this film a 7 out of 10 on the retro recommendations must-watch meter. It probably would be lower. It's not that great of a movie, but it is very cultural significant throughout my lifespan, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple more of these movies released. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 on the jump scare meter. There are a few jump scares. I mean, Chucky dies like 4 times at the end of the movie and then comes back. So there's a lot of jump scares. I'm giving it a 1 out of 5 on the chills meter. I mean, it's a doll. It's not that scary. And I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 on the gore meter. There's some blood, some gore, not too much. Not that great of a movie, but man, did this make a lot of money and become a cultural phenomenon in 1988. I first watched this movie when I was probably 6 years old. My grandmother had the trilogy VHS box set, and we watched this when I was way too young. So many times that to the point whenever I went back home to my parents' house and I was entering the attic, I had to keep saying to myself, Chucky isn't real, Chucky isn't real, Chucky isn't real, Chucky isn't real. I cannot believe I was that scared of this film. Watching it just the other day, this is not fucking scary at all. It's a ridiculous movie. The premise is ridiculous. The whole voodoo aspect is ridiculous. It is not scary. I don't know why I was so scared of this movie, but 30 years later, conquered my demons and just laughed my ass off at this shit. 7 out of 10 just because it's so culturally significant. There were 6 sequels made about this movie and a 2019 remake. I can only imagine that there will be plenty more, but right now that franchise has stood the test of time for the past 3 decades. This edition is a Scream Factory edition, so it is loaded with special features. We've, of course, got the alternate art, which you can display, or the original art. It is chock full of special features. The entire Blu-ray disc is full of special features. There's 40-minute documentary, a 30-minute documentary. There's plenty to keep you entertained. I didn't watch all of it because I was just not that entertained by the original film. I'm glad to say, 30 years after, I am no longer scared of this movie. That is Child's Play!
Hey, where you going? Good guys are on TV.
Well, I'm gonna have something better for you.
What?
This isn't groceries.
Dolls are the toys of choice for children of all ages. But in United Artists' suspense thriller Child's Play, that choice may be this child's last.
I know you get me one.
Show me how he works, okay?